Once you get into CAPCUT, you want to hit new project and then go through, select the video that you would actually like to start editing. Once you do that, everything I'm doing on the left side, you will see exactly how it's done or how it's going to be seen on the right. You're going to go to aspect ratio and hit 16:9. That is for YouTube if you want a wide screen. Once you do that, make sure you click on the clip you want to edit. I like to go to speed, and I always times it by 2. You can times it by however you want. The duration will show the actual duration of the video and what you're converting it to. And you will see I like to do 2 times no matter what. I use my finger, so it's kind of hard to kind of get over there perfectly. Once I do that, I like to go over and do my volume all the way to 0 because I know I'm going to do a voiceover. Once I do that, I'm going to zoom in with my fingers. There's 2 ways that you can do this. This is one way. We actually pinch it with your fingers. Once I do that, I like to actually click on the clip. Make sure I slide the bottom all the way over to the bottom menu all the way over to the left. And I like to kind of slide through the video to see exactly what part I want to cut out of the video. I hit split, then I go back and I click on that clip that I want to delete and make sure that white box is around it and you can delete that. Once I do that, I like to slowly start to kind of like swipe over to delete any space that I don't want you guys to see or any dead time. You always want to make sure that white box is around the clip that you want to delete. If you do make a mistake, you can always hit the undo button, and that will allow you to pretty much get that clip back and undo, of course, what you just did. So now I'm going to start to swipe over. Anytime my brush goes away from the camera, I want to split that. As you will see, I'm going to swipe over until I'm able to see my brush get out of view for you guys. Now I'm going to slowly do it just to make sure I get the timing right. Once I get that timing right, I'm going to hit split. Then I'm going to swipe over. Once my brush starts to come back into view, I'm going to hit split again, and I'm going to make sure I click on that little bitty box, and I'm going to hit the delete button. Then I'm going to click on the clip that I want to start editing next. Once again, I'm going to start swiping over until my brush is out of view. I'm going to hit split. Then I'm going to slowly swipe over again, and then once my brush comes back into view, I'm going to hit split again, click on what I want to delete it. It's just that simple. You just have to take your time and make sure the parts that you want to get deleted are actually going to be deleted. And I'm going to do this until I get to the middle of my pinky finger, and then I'm going to move on to the next thing. But every time you go to edit a clip, the split button is going to be one of the first options. So you want to make sure you always pay attention to what you're hitting, and make sure you pay attention to the clip that you're going to actually get that white square around that you're going to delete. Always be careful with that, because once you hit undo, you can't undo it, but you don't want to confuse yourself if you do have a long video that you're trying to edit. So I'm going to allow this to just play until I get out of the camera again, and I'm going to click back in. I'm really not good at explaining things, so I hope you guys understand what I'm doing. If not, then you will actually see what I am currently doing. And I always try to make sure that I'm in view, everything is plain and clear for you guys to see. That way, no matter what, I will have like a little red circle around the button that you know that you need to be clicking at that time. If you do have any questions about the part that I just explained, because we're going to switch over soon, please leave it in the comment section down below, and I will do another video explaining it in a little bit more detail if needed. So now we're going to kind of switch away from that and do background and text. So you're going to hit the back arrows. You're going to hit add overlay, which I will show you guys exactly where that is soon. You're able to actually look at the video that you do want to add before you add it. Once you add it, I'm going to go to the volume, put that to 0, pretty much muting it. Then I want to go to speed, normal, and I'm going to times that by 2. I do that with every video clip that I add, unless I want to like customize so you can hear me talking or have it in real time. Another way to change the size is to go to basic, go to scale, zoom in or zoom out, however you like, hit main track, and you're able to add that to the clip that you did before, and it makes it so much easier when editing, and you will see why later on in the video. To add a background in between any types of clips that you have, go in between those clips, hit add overlay. Once you click add overlay and you in between those clips, you want to hit library. Now, once you hit library, you're going to be able to scroll through and see exactly which background you want. And they show you how it's going to look. If it moves or if it's, staying still, then you'll be able to see at that moment. I only want this to be 3 seconds long, so I'm going to click on it, hit split, and then I'm going to click back on the clip that I want my background to be on top of, and I'm going to hit scale, basic, and then go to scale. That way I can make it 100% so I can fill up the full frame. Once I do that at 100%, I'm going to go over and I'm going to hit main track. That way it can go in between those two clips that I want it to go in between. And then I'm going to drag the rest of that background to the next part that I want to kind of explain exactly what I'm doing. So I'm going to find those two clips right here. I want to show that I am going to do my file and shaping. So I like my things to be 3 seconds. I'm going to go through, try to make it as close to 3 seconds as I possibly can. And then I'm going to go back over to basic, go to scale, and make that 100%. After I make that 100%, I'm going to hit main track, and it's going to pop right in between those two clips. And then I'm going to go back, and I want to start to add my text. So right there, I'm going to go to the beginning of that background, pretty much where it starts, hit add text, and type in exactly what I'm doing at that moment. Right here, I am clear capping. So I'm going to type in clear cap, and I wanted the words to kind of be each separate word to have capital letters. I'm going to go over to styles, and I kind of want to just pick the lettering that I want it to be, how I want it to be set up. And so once I do that, I go and I kind of change the color of like the main word. You would be able to see what I'm saying. Then I go to stroke. You're able to do like the background. Then you're able to go over to shadow if you want it to have like a little bit of a shadow in the background. And you also able to change the distance if you would like. So I changed the distance just a little bit, and then I'm able to show you. I showed you exactly how far you can go. This is where I want to go. I do not like how this looks, so later on I will change this. And then you go over to animations, and I do loop. You're able to exactly show how you want your wording to come out or come in, or how you want it to loop while it's letting the viewer know exactly what you're doing at that moment. So, like I said, I did not like the way those words were looking. So I tried to go back in and change it, and I didn't like that either. So I went back and I was trying to pretty much make sure you're in frame where the words actually are. Do not hit add text again like I just did, because you're actually going to add more words. Click on the clip or the words that you want to actually edit and change. So here I kind of try to change the base color to white to see if I like that. It still just wasn't like popping to me. So choose whatever colors you feel like will make your wording pop out, stand out, and kind of continue to keep the viewer's attention. At least that's what I try to do. And then just kind of play with it and have fun. Like I said, I do change it again after this because it doesn't go with the flow of the video. Now, once you get more into however you want your videos to look or whatever colors you want, you can always go and change it as you go. So here, once again, I'm going to go a little bit in front, a little bit behind that background where it started. And the cool thing about this is whatever you have your font to in the first text that you added, it's automatically going to do it to the rest of your text. So it makes your job easier if you want it to be all the same. But if you don't, you can always go to styles and change it to whatever you like. Now you do have to add animations because it would automatically go to nothing. So you will have to add your animations to it. It does show you an example of how it will look, and you're able to change the speed of it at the bar at the bottom. And it shows you then as well how fast or how slow it's actually going to go. Now we're going to switch over to transitions. Transitions is how the clips start, instead of one clip just popping up from another one, it actually has like a smooth transition. It has either like an opening, a closing, a overlay, movement, blur. Like you're able to choose from so many different options, and it's pretty much your own personal preference, and that you could control the speed just as well. And you're able to see, once again, exactly how it's going to look. And if that's what you exactly want, wham, bam, click on it, change your speed or keep it however they automatically have it, and you're done. and it doesn't just like pop up the next clip of something you're doing completely different than what you were just previously doing. That's just my opinion about it. So now I'm going to go back to where I changed fingers. That's how I do mine. Because like I said, I'm doing nails. So whenever I change my fingers, that's one of the main things that I try to add a transition in between. So my next finger just doesn't pop up at a different angle, bigger or smaller. I wanted to kind of, you could know that I'm going to something different. So now that I've changed fingers, I'm going to go back to that square with the black line in there. Click on it. Choose the transition that I would like. Change the speed. Most of the time I change the speed because sometimes the transition happens just too fast for me. And then once I hit that check, it's done. There you go. It's all set and it's right there. You can always go back in and change those just as well. You don't have to keep anything the same that you want at all on CapCut. You can change whatever you like to whatever you want it to be. And so I'm going to go back through the video and see where I changed my finger again. Now that I found it, once again, I'm going to click on that square and I'm going to find the transition that I feel like looks perfect. Just go to my next finger. So here I'm going to movement and I do not do pro. I don't pay for it. I think I said that already. So I try to use the ones that do not have pro. You're able to get pro. I think you got to pay monthly or yearly and you can choose whichever one you like, which ones that fit you. Pro does have way more options and sometimes they are better, but I'm a patient person, so some of the pros at some point really do, the pro goes away and you're able to actually use those for free. So I just patiently wait for those to become free because they add more and they add new things all the time. So sometimes if you hold out a little bit longer, one of the transitions that you like will eventually become free. That's just my experience with it thus far. I guess the most popular ones, those probably take a little bit longer if they become free. But some that is really cool but doesn't get used a lot, I'm thinking those are the ones that they kind of transition over to becoming free from pro. So here I'm showing, you can see light effects, glitch, distortion. These are different, little different transitions you could choose from. And then next they have slide, split, and mask. And once again, you can always choose how long you want the transition to come into the frame for. So now that I've done that, I'm going to go once again and find my last finger and do the transition in between those two. Now, please don't pay no mind to my actual application in this video. I don't know exactly what I'm doing this in because today is the 28th of July, I believe, and it's going to be posted till August. I don't know if you've seen this set yet or not. So if you have, then you know it was a story time. If you have not, it's a story time. You kind of want to go listen to it, give me your opinion about it. And if I post this before that one, stay tuned because it's going to be a great story time with this set. So make sure you subscribe to my channel if you're not already. You'll be able to hear my nails and tails where I explain why I don't have friends. It's get your opinion about it just in case I'm wrong. So in between every time I let you guys know what I'm doing differently, I add a background. And I want to have a transition from what I'm doing to the background, from the background to what I'm doing next. I always do that. So once again, I'm going to add a transition there just as well. And just have it all kind of like flow and come in together. It kind of like when I first started YouTube, I got I got a lot of comments, but I got a few comments saying that they like the way I edit because it's different. Sometimes people just put the clips together. It looks nice and it works really well. And then sometimes you kind of want to see a little bit of more action to kind of keep your attention going, and adding things like this really does. So here, I'm going to go back. Like I said, I do not like the wording. So I'm going to go back again. I'm going to hit add text and I'm going to type in what I'm doing next, which is my final look. So I have to rewind that also because I did not do that right. So I want to go back to fonts. Well, go to font and go to font the first time. And I'm actually going to click on a font that I like. Then go back to styles and kind of change the color. And so here I'm just kind of scrolling through all the different colors that they have. They have a lot of options. They also have like a thing you could click on where you could actually choose the exact color you want if they do not already have it. So now that I've done that, that looks a little bit better to me. And I believe I stick with this look right here. And of course, I have to add my animations. So I'm going to go over to loop, choose the one I like, choose the speed, and then I'm going to just hit the check mark. Now from here, I was just kind of staring at it to see if this is what I wanted, this is what I like. I really wanted to pop off the background and kind of like jump in your face and let you know this is what I'm doing next. Like, be prepared to keep your eyes on the screen so you can see exactly what I am doing. And so I guess it kind of took me a little bit longer than I thought. There we go. So now I'm able to kind of see it kind of like jump and bounce around. And so here I am changing the animations because I'm assuming I did not like it or it was going too fast. There it goes, going too fast. So now I was able to go back and change the speed. Now I'm adding the effects. Now that you're able to see my final look or whatever your big moment is, your special reveal is, go to effects, go to video effects, and then you're able to choose exactly what you want your video to kind of like pop out to show whatever, your ending result is. And so I'm going to light effects, and I'm going to choose one that I like. And of course, it does show you exactly what it's going to look like. And then here, I was typing in butterfly because I have a butterfly on the middle finger. So I kind of want a little bit of a butterflies to kind of come through the background. So then I add some butterflies. They do have a lot of options with different, you can always just go through what they automatically have, or you can do what I just did, which is type in exactly what I'm looking for. And they have a category for almost anything you could think of. So just give it a try, whatever you want it to be. It could be clouds, it could be hearts, it could be snow, rain. I'm pretty sure they have it. So I'm going to go back and just see how everything look with the words, the transition, the butterfly, and just see if it all flows together. Once I feel like it flows together, then I just kind of keep it. And then I do look back through my video to see if I want to add another video effect or if that is the only video effect I would like. And then once again, I am going back through. I don't know what it is with my wording, but here I see it did not go all the way to the end of the background. So I just stretched it over to make sure it goes back to the end of the background. The transition happens, the butterflies come through, and then you're able to see the final result of my set. And so here, I'm just going through, just trying to decide if I want to add a video effect here just as well, if I just kind of want to keep it the way that it is. I actually don't like that to be the last thing that you see. So I do go back and hit overlay, add overlay, and I look for the picture that I actually want it to be. So I kind of want it to be this, to be the last picture that you see before you leave my video or before you see my outro. And so here I am adding a video. I, of course, want to make it a little bit bigger. So I'm going to go to basic. I'm going to go to scale, and then I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. That way you can see it, but it's not like all in your face. And I'm going to hit main track. Now you see how the sides are black because this is in portrait view instead of landscape. I don't like that on the side. So I'm going to go to add overlay. I'm going to go to library, and I'm going to find something that kind of shows like some type of graphic or background on the side of the picture that I've posted or the video that I've put up there. And so I'm scrolling through. You could also have something that shows something across the whole background, but I'm looking for something very specific, which is this right here. You see how most of the effects is on the outsides of the actual video. So now that I have that, I'm going to scroll over. I'm going to go to I'm going to click on my picture first because you see my picture is hidden. So at this moment, I'm trying to decide if I should bring my picture forward or if I should make the background bigger. And so I end up choosing to make the background bigger first. So I go to basic, scale, and then I make that go to 100%. After I do that, I'm going to click on it to go to layers and choose exactly where I want the background to be. So I'm going to click on that, make sure I hit overlay, and I'm going to hit the little overlays in the corner, and I want to try to figure out how to get that in front, well, behind my picture. So I add it to the main track, and then I take my picture, click on that, and then I end up doing it wrong in the beginning, Well, then I end up realize I have to hit overlay and bring that down below the main track. And in order for me to get it in between the pictures, I grab a hold onto the picture, drag it over to where the beginning of the background shows up at, line it up as best as I possibly can, and then there you go. It's on top of that background now. So now that I have that done, I want to be able to bring the background to the length of the actual photo. So you see me kind of squeeze that over to make it the same length. And then I'm going to add on the picture. Of course, go to animations, because I kind of want it to either pop out. I want it to move in some type of way. I don't want it to just stay still just like that, just pop up and pop out. So I end up adding an animation. You can go in, out, or combo. It's your choice. So in is pretty much going to say how the photo is going to come in. Your viewers are able to see it. Out is how it's going to actually disappear and go away out of the viewer's vision. And then combo allows it to do something just like loop does with animations. When you add like the text, same thing with the picture animations. The combo allows you to click one thing and it goes in and out or repeats whatever pattern that you select. So here I do go to combo, and I believe, okay, I tried out zoom, and I believe I like zoom. So I keep scrolling through just to make sure that's the exact one that I like. They do have a lot of different options. And of course, once you click on it, you're able to see exactly how it's going to come in and how it's going to go out. They do have Pro for this just as well. So once I chose the one that I like, I believe that was a zoom or something like that, I pretty much go back and make sure everything that I am doing is looking the way I want it to look. I want it to look as appealing as it possibly can. So now I'm going all the way back to the beginning just to make sure I didn't miss anything. Sometimes I kind of like go through and add all my background or do all of my animations, do all of my transitions. And then sometimes, like I did here, I was able to go back and make sure I added all of my text. And I did not. So I was able to go back, scroll back through and see what I missed. And it was the text. So I went, of course, a little bit behind where my background is starting to come in at. Go to text, add text. And then, of course, whatever you choose your text to look like, your new thing is going to say the new look for your font, or your text is going to be the exact same as it was before. Go over to animations, and then, like I said, you can always choose how you want it to come in, out, or if you're going to do a loop. Most of the time, I choose loop. Here they show you how it's going to look, and I'm realizing you can't even see what the words say with this, so I don't think I stuck with this. If I did, I kind of don't know why, but I don't believe I did. I did not keep this. So I went back through. I kind of pretty much went to styles and kind of like changed the color a little bit. Then I went to animations and I chose a different loop, one that you can actually see what the words are saying and kind of get it. You're able to read it when it's going across the screen. So I go back, I choose a new one, and as soon as I like that one, I'm going to keep it, hit that check mark, and then drag it to the length of the background so that way it can play throughout the whole background. Then I had to realize that some of the text that I did in the beginning of the video was the colors that I did not like. So I went back to find those. I found this one. I clicked on filing and buffing. Actually clicked on the words. I go to styles. But all you have to do is click on a box where the wording is, delete everything, and then start to type again. You delete all of that, and then you pretty much go out of it. You hit the check mark like as if nothing's going to be there. You delete everything. Then you go back to the beginning again, hit add text, and there you go. That's how you're able to change from what you did previously. So if you do a text in the beginning of your video and towards the end you change it up, go back, click on it, delete everything, click out of it, then go back to where you wanted to start, and then type in the letters from there. I hope I explained that right. If not, you can actually just rewind and look at what I'm doing, because that part is kind of hard to explain. I actually do this multiple times. I do it this time, and I believe I do it one more time, just so you guys can actually see what I'm doing. And so once I get the loop animation that I like, I'm going to hit the check mark, and I always want to make sure that the word, whatever text I put, is as long as the background. So I'm going to go back through. Like I said at the beginning of the video, it's the font that I did not like or text I did not like. So I'm going to click on it, completely delete it from there. Click on it again. Well, kind of go to where I want it to be. Click on add text again. Type in exactly what I want it to be. Go over the animations and add the loop of the animations that I want this to be. Hopefully this part around it was kind of it sounded a little bit more simple than it did before. I did not want this video to be super long, but this is part 1. Part 2, I will show you how to add photos, add videos, add screen recordings, and do a voiceover. Thank you so much for joining me today. Subscribe so you can check out my next video. If you like what you saw in today's video, hit that subscribe button, that like button, comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, darling.